Hello everyone, welcome to Ethical Manu, and in this video we will be continuing from where we have left in the previous video, and that is we were talking about Bhagavad Gita, its significance for human life, why we should read Bhagavad Gita, and certain other true aspects of it. So one thing that one must understand, one concept which is really very important, which is very close to people, is pure consciousness. When you read Bhagavad Gita, you will repeatedly get through this term, what is consciousness. So you can understand consciousness is basically the awareness about the things that surrounds you. Awareness of good things, it can be bad thing as well, as we have two sides of the coin. So everything has two aspects, one positive and other one is negative. Similarly, consciousness is also of two types. One is purely conscious and other is impurely conscious or minutely conscious. Now, we humans are considered only conscious. Because we are the minute part of the God, we are considered minutely conscious. We are only aware about the things to an extent. But when you talk about the supernatural power, when you talk about the God, He is supremely conscious. He knows each and every aspect of human existence, each and every aspect of this universe. So pure consciousness is I am. So when you say I am, that means you are purely conscious. But when you say who I am, that is impurely consciousness, means it is materially affected. Who here denotes material affection. So someone who is materially affected, he will always say, I am this, I am that, I am doctor, I am engineer, something like that. But when you are purely conscious, which obviously is the ultimate goal of the life as per Bhagavad Gita, that we should be purely conscious. Reaching out to the state of pure consciousness is actually the ultimate goal of life. Because when you reach out to that state, you will be a happy person. And when you will be happy, your surroundings will be happy, the entire society will be happy. And you will come up with good and positive things surrounds you. Now, that's very important. So pure consciousness is often discussed many a times in Bhagavad Gita. Now when you are pure conscious, when you reach out to this state, you would be better able to connect with the God. You would better be in a situation to actually strategize the things. You would dominate the things surrounds you. We have this tendency to dominate others, and as I already talked about this in my short video, that tendency to dominate other, we borrow from God, because God is actually dominating the entire universe. It is dominating us because it is there in every living entity. Our soul is actually controlled by the God. So whatever decision you take, they are some or the other way dominate and controlled by God. That is very important to be understood. That means God, we are just the puppets in the hands of God. If you believe, if you don't believe, there is nothing. But if you believe, you can understand, you can actually, live a healthy life if you believe in all these things. And I think what all aspects are discussed in Bhagavad Gita, no doubt we can blindfoldedly believe in them. Why? Because Bhagavad Gita is the most scientific text. Why I'm saying this? I'll give you an example. Because Bhagavad Gita and certain aspects of Bhagavad Gita are being researched by the humans, although we don't have this capability to research. Bhagavad Gita has never been a topic of research because we are not able to do that. Because you can understand, the source of Bhagavad Gita is God Himself. How can you question the authority of God? But yes, because we are humans, we think that okay, we have the most powerful thing in this universe, and that is our brain. Then we start researching on what all is said in Bhagavad Gita. So I will give you an example why Bhagavad Gita is considered as the most scientific text. The aspects, the concepts given in Bhagavad Gita are considered infallible. Now this itself is a question, whether Bhagavad Gita is infallible or not. Infallible is 100% accurate, something that cannot be questioned. So many people question the authority of Bhagavad Gita, and when they research on what all is said in Bhagavad Gita, they come to know that it is the most scientific thing. I'll give you an example. Cow dung is considered pure. according to Bhagavad Gita. Whereas any animal stool or any animal shit is considered impure, fine. But Bhagavad Gita says that cow dung is the most pure thing. When we people research on this particular thing, we come to know that yes, there are certain antiseptic properties found in cow dung, cow cake. So you can understand, Bhagavad Gita, which was written 4,000, 5,000 years back, the knowledge given in this is valid even today. We humans are researching on the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita in 20s, and it was written 4,000 years back. So you can understand how much authoritative this book is, how much scientific this book is. You cannot question. We don't have this capability to question Bhagavad Gita. So it is given and it is said that we should accept all the aspects of Bhagavad Gita without doubting, mind-foldedly. So we should not question Bhagavad Gita, because the source of this book is that divine power, that supernatural power, and we got this knowledge through disciplic succession, through the spiritual masters. So questioning it is a kind of something that goes against the logic of how can the creation overcome the creator. It is a natural principle and we cannot question this. Bhagavad Gita never talks about ceasing all the activities that you are engaged in. That means whether you are a doctor or an engineer or something else, you are not required to stop those activities and start devoting yourself to God. Bhagavad Gita never says this thing. Similarly, Lord Krishna never says Arjuna to cease out all the activities, because obviously Arjuna was having 4 wives. He was the most household person. So you can understand, Bhagavad Gita is written not only for sadhus, not only for those people who wandered in the forests. It is also for those people who are households. It is for the children's, women, senior citizens. Every single entity can actually reap the true benefits of Bhagavad Gita by simply understanding it. So this text is the most secular text. It is there for everyone. So it's not that we household people should not read Bhagavad Gita because it is not for us. No, Bhagavad Gita was spoken to Arjuna, who was having 4 wives. That means he was dealing with the 4 families simultaneously. So why Lord Krishna chose Arjuna to speak this divine text? Reason being that the aspects of Bhagavad Gita are applicable in human life, in household life. Initially, Arjuna was hiding from the battle of Kurukshetra. Initially, he was not, very confident to fight the battle, because he was materially affected, and he thinks that when he fought the battle, he will end up killing his own kith and kins, he will end up killing his own relatives, which shows his materially affected mindset. So when Lord Krishna enlightened him, he get to know that he was born in the warrior family, he was born in Kshatriya family, and his karma, his work is to win the war, fight the battles, win the kingdoms for the right cause. So when he understands these things, he then start fighting the war. So Bhagavad Gita never says that cease all the activities and start devoting yourself to God. No, it will never say like that. Bhagavad Gita says, in what all thing you are engaged in, just continue to do that, because you are living in a material world. There are certain physical material needs that you have to fulfill. If you won't work, you would not be able to fulfill your physical material needs, and that will destroy the purpose. So you should continue to do that, but while performing your material duties, you have to be aware about the God. You have to utter the name of God so that you can be in a conscious state. Bhagavad Gita never talks about living an austeric life, living like sadhus. It never says that start wandering in forest and give away all the material world. It never says like this. It says you need to and you should live the way you are living in your comfort zone. That is perfectly fine. But you always remind the God in your inner sense. That's really very important. So in the end, I would only emphasize that if you adopt the principles of Bhagavad Gita, you would be able to find the permanent solutions of the problems that you have. You would be able to do away with the sorrows and miseries of your life. You will be able to emerge as a better personality, because it is a transcendental literature, transcendental text. You need to believe in this and live a very healthy life.